Hold on, guys. It's your boy, Mr. Rusty Ross. He's back from the fucking grave. Um, so today we're going to talk about risk management and how not to be a total bitch. If you are a degenerate gambler and you're watching this video, maybe you can be less of a little bitch. I mean, that's pretty much what we're going to talk about here. How not to lose all your fucking money. Okay, let's say the agenda. I was going to make a PowerPoint, but I decided, you guys aren't even gonna fucking look at it anyways. Okay, we're talking about taking smaller positions. Always be closing. Don't fucking be aggressive. Buying puts and calls. Expiring fucking tomorrow with your entire account is how you lose all your money. Take your time. Fully fund your trading account. If you have $300 in your trading account, you're wrong. Because it's gonna make you take more aggressive trades. And last but not least, don't be a little bitch. Okay? This shouldn't be your one ticket to freedom. Okay? And even if it is, grind it. Slow. Okay? Work a job. Or, I don't know, fucking start a business. I keep telling people the mobile brake service business. Well, I was thinking about doing that in another video. But, fuck. Okay? So let's talk about taking smaller position sizes. Okay, and this is going to allow you it's going to allow you to breathe and not think so damn aggressively. Okay, it's going to allow you to be a better trader. Okay, so we're taking a look at Apple. Okay, and we're going to get our fucking calculator out. And let's say you funded your account with $2,000, right? And then you put $500 a month in your Roth IRA. You put $500 a month in your Roth IRA, you stupid bitch. Like, please, for fuck's sake. Okay, anyway, so you have $2,000 in your trading account. You're not being a little bitch anymore. You're like, you know what, I'm tired of fucking losing money. YOLOing every single dollar I have into one trade, expiring Friday, and hopefully that'll make my life happier, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is just like a side thing you're doing. You're doing a trading account, you're grinding, and you're getting other money other ways, right? You should have your living expenses covered. And if you don't, then start a services business. I keep talking about mobile brake service. It's fucking easy. All you really need is $15 a day Facebook ads, and they don't even charge you until the end of the week. You can reach 3,000 people in your fucking city. All you need is a wrench and an impact gun and a 3-ton jack. And you put your number there, you get a good little ad going, get a Google My Business, get your reviews, and you know what I mean? And charge $150 in labor for 4 wheels. Just slap on brake pads. It's not fucking hard. Just Google it. It's literally just, taking off the tire, taking off one bolt. Make sure that you have to make sure the brake. You have to open the hood and then open the brake fluid little reservoir thing. Make sure you do that. You'll watch a YouTube video on it, guys. It's not fucking hard. But anyways, there are lots of ways to make $400 a day. Okay, and you should be on that level, no fucking problem. Okay, you can do it. Fucking do it, alright? Anyway, so you have $2,000 right in your trading account. You're like, you know what, I'm just gonna fucking grind this. We're gonna divide this shit by 8, guys. So if you have $2,000 in your trading account and you want to take a put credit spread position on Apple, right? Because you're thinking well, this FOMO rally isn't over. Look at all these damn technicals. MACD is currently negative, but it could cross positive. And you're like, fucking hell, we could see a double top. And guess what? What if we had another double top over here? And it starts coming down, head, shoulder. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but think ahead. Okay, always look for the head and shoulders. Anyways, so $250, right? And you want to get 20% off of that trade. Okay, it's $50. Okay, $50. We're looking to make $50 off this trade. Okay? Off of all 8 trades. You know what I mean? You're thinking to yourself, what happens if I get in this trade, this Apple trade, and I wouldn't trade, I'm not sure if I even trade Apple. Apple's only don't trade it. But let's say you trade Apple, or even better, you trade fucking Amazon. Okay, because the numbers are bigger. Okay, and let's say we put our strikes right here at 32.70, 32.80, we receive half the width of the spread in credit. And it goes up just to here. The dollar rise is pretty good because our strikes are here and it just needs to move up a little bit for us to make money and ka-ching and get our 20%. Okay? And we didn't risk our entire account, but that's another thing. When do we fucking close it. Well, I mean, if it goes below the day's low, okay, that's fucking bearish. Okay, because look, the MACD is not positive yet. Okay, we're looking at 180-day 4 hour. So go to the 20-day 1 hour. The MACD is fucking positive, right? Doesn't this look like it could do that? Sure, but I mean, look at all the fucking negative news and all that. You think to yourself, Russell, what the fuck? What happened to this recession shit? You know, like maybe the Fed's a hawk. Okay, like yeah, but it's April and April's bullshit shit, and people want to see big tech earnings, and a lot of people miss this rally. I missed this rally. I won't lie to you. Remember when I drew those lines? And I was like, the market goes past this one right here. If the market goes above here, we're a bull game, and you know, so maybe you guys took advantage of that. Remember, we were here, and I was like, guys, if it crosses this line, we're bullish as fuck. Okay, remember that? Okay, and then I put on a short position here too, just in case, because I just hedge. Okay, and then I day traded commodities. But anyways, so always you know, take your profits, right? Make that $50, no big deal. And if it goes below the lows of the day, and you have your expiration 2 weeks out, you do input credit spreads, like really manage your freaking risk. Like, you know, I mean, take a tiny loss. You know, you take like a $20 loss on a $250 position. I mean, wait, what is this? Oh, okay. You know, it's not a big deal. Okay, always be closing. If you have gains, guys, if you have gains, you need to close it. You know, like put a closing order. And if you're watching the market real time, you're like, it kind of went up to where I needed it, and I'm kind of at like 19% gains. Go ahead and close it. Always be closing. Bird in the hands or two in the bush. Always be closing. Okay, never be fully invested. Always be closing. Always have money on the sidelines. Okay, and you know. Okay, and then don't be aggressive. Okay. Oops. What if we just hit edit, undo? Okay. You know, always have money on the sidelines, guys. And what's that other point, guys? Fuck. It was don't be aggressive. Yeah, so the way that you won't be aggressive, guys, is if you a good way not to, is if you have money to pay all your bills, and this is just something you're slowly grinding. You know what I mean? Like, don't be aggressive. We're just grinding this, and we're sticking to our plans. Okay, and we're chilling. The market has been aggressive for the last 2 months. Okay, there hasn't been a lot of easy trades like there was last year and the year before. So like, if you just want to stack cash and just take like maybe one position a week and really be selective, go ahead. And if you want to day trade like this or these commodities, you know, I mean, go ahead. You know what I mean? I mean, Tastyworks is let me see, Tastyworks, you can trade futures, and like really, I don't recommend trading futures because, like, for example, if you want to trade corn, the mini corn futures, you have to have $875 to enter one position, and like fucking soybeans, mini soybeans, you need $1,500, you know, and if it ticks up 12 cents, which is called a one tick size, you make $1.25, right? And then you have to go to soybeans and go, okay, well, fuck. What if it did tick up like that? You know, like, has it ticked up like that? Or tick down because you can short it? What if it ticks up 12 cents? Well, it was at $16.12 and sold off all the way to $15.80. That's a fuck ton of money you could have made, you know, and closed before the end of the day, you know, somewhere right here, you know, and use VWAP and technical analysis. Talk about how to do that, but, you know, like, we need to be thinking about other ways that we can make money. This book credit spreads right now, like, it's fucking dangerous, guys. But if you're doing the put credit spread and the call credit spread strategy, you know, you definitely need to be managing your risk. And position size, always be closing. Don't be aggressive. Okay? Take your time. Fund your trading account. Okay? You can't turn $150 into $3,000 in a fucking trade in a Friday. Okay? You really can't. You know? I mean, thinking like that is how you blow up your fucking account. $50 with little wins. They were just chilling the fuck out. and we're just taking it slow until our account gets bigger and bigger. And we're putting money in our Roth IRA. That's number one. Keep saying that. Well, people are doing it. You know, can we do a put credit spread in the Roth? Like on Facebook when it was $189? Absolutely, we would have definitely doubled our money. But anyways, or in QQQQ, I mean, definitely would have doubled our money because put the expiration out a year. Like for sure, next year the market will be higher than it is now, probably, or than it was 10% ago. So I mean, you could do long put credit spreads and be careful, but again, like diversify and be way less aggressive. But I hope this helped. So we're dividing our accounts by at least 8. 12 is better. Taking 20%. The minute that we set a closing order, like let's say we get strikes, we go to TQQQ. Okay, we're like, you know what? I like TQQQ. We put our strikes. It was here, right? We're like, you know what? Let's take the 57, 58s. And this is based on the volatility. The difference between 57 and 58 is a fucking 1.55%. So if the stock doesn't normally move 1.55%, obviously we're not going to put our strikes there. And that's how we determine if this is even a good candidate. The trade is liquid but doesn't move enough for us to win, maybe. I mean, by the end of the day it did. If you got it when it was doing this. When you were like, you know what, I inverse the market, I want to be bullish. Because this earnings season, April is bullshit shit. And I think the market's going to shake it off until May and go away. So you did 57 and 58, you did it here. I mean, and you say your 20% closing order may have failed. But like, what I'm saying is don't be aggressive. It's at 56, okay? And you're like, you know what? I think you can go to 60. And then you could get like 60, 61 strikes. Or like fucking 62, 63 strikes. Put your strikes way up here. That means the stock has to go to there for you to make any money. You just gotta stay above that line. You see how it's fucking crazy? And putting all your money into that one trade and expiring in like 3 days or 5 days, that's fucking nuts. Fucking do that. You might be thinking to yourself, Russell, I got $95 in credit. Okay, I only risk $5 per spread. No, I don't give a fuck. Stop looking at that. We don't look at that. Okay, we look at, can the stock do what I think it's gonna do in the chart? And then you go to the app and you look, well, is there enough money to be made there? And then you kind of move the strikes up to here and here, and you're like, oh shit, wouldn't it be nice? Yeah, but you didn't do your analysis up here. You did your analysis when it was here, and you did it for this trade. Okay, so look at this trade and see if there's enough meat. Can you get 60 or like 57 cents in credit? On a $1 wide. Can you get something like that? If you can, do you think it'll decay to 40? If the stock starts moving up here, yes. Which means you made your 20%. Okay, cool, take the trade. And now, well, where do I manage risk? If it goes lower than the day's lows, close that shit. Okay? Like if it opens like right here, look. I mean, we have a bottom right here. We have a bottom right here. Just in the last 5 days. So if it breaks below, if you got it like this area, and it breaks below here, close that shit. Okay, because you have 57, 58 strikes. If it goes like this, and then it started dipping even more, close that shit. Okay? And calm down. Hope this was helpful. To all you degenerate gamblers out there, if you're watching this, you are a fucking degenerate gambler, you know it. But this is how not to be a degenerate gambler. And do the break business, because think about making $400 a day. You do like 3 or 4 breaks. You know how long it takes to do a break pads? Like, not a lot. Not a long time. Like, if you have an impact gun and a 3-ton jack up the car, take the tire off, take the little pin out, hang it. I mean, after you pop the hood and open that little cap thing in there to make sure that oil bleed. The fucking brake fluid, it'll like fill up that little cylinder under the hood. You know what I mean? So you don't have to bleed them. That's the entire point of opening the hood and popping off that little cap for the brake fluid reservoir. And then you just take off that little pin, hang the brakes, put new brakes on. Put the pistons back. Put the tire back on. You know, I mean, put the caliper back on, put the tire back on, go to the next wheel. It should only take like 5 minutes a wheel. You know, so you're 20 minutes worth of work. You charge them $150. You know, and you have like 3 or 4 of these a day, because they don't want to fucking wait at some random tire shop or some random shop in town that are always full. And you know, they want you to come to them, their house, real quick while they're watching TV. Knock it out in 30 minutes. Get your money. Tell them to pick up their own brake pads. You know, on the way home. You know, I think it's a good idea, guys. I think it's a genius idea. A lot of you are like, what about locksmithing? You got 10 grand? I didn't think so. Alright, guys. Hope this helped. Okay. Get your money and be careful. That'll be it for me. Deuce.